Computer. Share screen. Jim. Jeff, are you there? Bob.
John Crowder.
Hey, Jim,
Hey.
how are you doing?
Pretty good. Can you see me?
No, I just got your name there on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I have no idea what I need to do next.
Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do this for you. Let me see. There's
I
a
can-
button that says you want to stop the video down like on the bottom.
You know, I got a green button that says share screen.
No, you don't want to do that.
Hi, John.
Hey, it might be, did you join with audio or join with video?
Video start. Huh. I don't see it. Let's
It
see.
looks like you should be able to click and share your video, just like you can turn it off. Like if I turn mine off, it shows that. And if I turn it on, then your camera. Do you have a camera on your computer, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, that should work.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me see here if I got any. Yeah, I'm.
well,
Maybe
let's
I should put on start video.
start video. Try that.
Okay.
There you are.
Hey, there he is.
Hey.
You guys are wearing your shirt. I should have put my shirt on.
Well, you better put your pants on first.
I got them on. My shirt's
Oh.
packed up.
Where am I?
Hey, here comes Bob.
Hey,
Oh.
about time.
There you go.
Where
If you
are we?
guys, if you want to just look at a button that says start video, if you want to have if you have a camera and you want to be on the video.
Oh, start video.
Yeah, there's a button that you have to push that says start video. There you
Come on,
guys,
Bob.
there you are.
Hey,
No.
Key.
There you guys are.
I'm ready then.
Huh?
I gotta
Yeah.
get some light in here.
Hey, there we are. There's Jeff.
Hey, hi, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, he's
All right.
mobile.
Jeff's on the road, huh?
Yeah. It's my job these days, running errands every day.
All right. All right, I have to ask, who's Sharon? It's logged in, you're logged in as Sharon.
That's my wife,
Oh, who's that? Who's talking?
Dave.
Dave
Hughes. Yeah.
Dave Hughes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Dave. Sweet. Okay.
Where are you, Dave?
Dave's
York,
not-
PA.
Oh, I know you are, but where are you on the screen, fool?
Oh, you can't. I don't know.
It says Sharon. If you see.
Okay,
the
I'll
name
have to-
Sharon.
I'll have to get her back here and fix it.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Not very well, John. Happy birthday, I believe.
Oh, man, I
Hey,
know.
Tom.
Thanks.
Yeah, but it's not showing
Hey,
me.
Bob. Hey, buddy.
Happy birthday to
No.
my John, to my John, to my John.
Oh, man. Bob, what is Georgia?
One of us on you.
Bob, you're Georgia. You're killing us on the election, man.
Yeah, how about it, Bob? Straighten that out.
Hey, I am so pissed. These guys are all on drugs. I swear to
I don't know
God.
if they can see, but they can't
For
see.
sure.
Oh, it's horrible.
Come over and fix it.
It's the Dominion software. That's what it is. It just keeps changing votes. Bring them in, then take them out.
Must be the Russians, huh?
You get us rolling on that stuff, I get really upset. I want to round up all the hicks from Georgia mountains to come down here and shoot them all. So,
Well, hey, I don't know how many we're gonna get. Oh, there's Spike. Okay, Spike Ruggles.
Spike, where is he?
There he is. Spike, can you hear us? You'll have to unmute yourself, Spike.
Huh.
There he goes.
Hey, Bob, we're gonna send all the rednecks from South Carolina to Georgia.
hey, perfect. I want them all. I want them all. I'm telling you.
Hey, that software, doesn't Nancy Pelosi, doesn't she sit on the board of that company?
No, her husband does.
Oh, her
He
husband does.
He owns the
Okay.
damn company. You imagine that?
Yeah.
He owns the company, and they're manipulating all these votes all over the place. That is the number one thing Trump should go after.
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
There's no way he lost that election.
And you know who her nephew is, don't you? It's California Governor Newsom.
Yeah,
That's her nephew?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
they're all intertwined.
yeah, he's gonna run for president in 4 years, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I wonder if I should exit and try to come back in.
you could do that. Yeah, that would work, because just getting more guys coming on. We got Joe's, Mike. I'm not sure who
Okay.
Mike is. Maybe that's
Yeah.
Piano, maybe.
Haven't seen Spike yet.
Where's Paul Mayer, for God's sake? There's
You
Mike.
know, Paul is, he's playing taps at a funeral or a ceremony.
Oh, sure. He's just trying to make us feel
Oh,
bad.
yeah. Get out of our Zoom call for our taps at a funeral. Nice guy.
All right, there's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Start video.
Looking good. buddy.
$35,000 at the retail price.
You just need them.
44,813.
All right, here's,
Yeah.
let's try and bring, there we go. There's Mike. Hey, yeah,
Let's see, where's mine?
Uh-oh,
he is.
who that?
There's Mike Ruggiano on film.
What's that, Mikey?
Where? He's not there.
There he is.
He's
Look at that guy.
got his sound off.
Where's his cigar?
Video?
Video's going from Guam or some damn
I'm
place.
There we
trying
go.
to get this where my
All
voice
right,
is
Dave.
Davey!
There's
Hey.
Dave.
muted.
Davey! Davey!
All
Hey,
right.
my man!
Is it on down here?
How's everybody? Hey, Joe. Hey, Mike.
There's Roach. I see Roach.
I guess we got Spike on. Can you hear us, Spike? Oh, here's Ray. Here's Ray Foster.
Oh,
Did you just
Ready.
put a roll on this one?
Huh?
A roll on this one, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Mikey!
Ray, you'll have to open your video if you want to be on.
Well, it didn't prompt me for that. I don't know why. It just took me straight to audio.
Do you see a button? Do you have a camera on your computer? If you do.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
yes, there you are. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Ray.
Hey,
Hey,
can anybody
Ray.
hear me?
Oh, God.
I can't hear.
Look at this group of
Wait a minute.
guys. Oh, man.
I can't find.
man, all you guys are looking old. What's the matter with you?
Oh, yeah.
Must be,
Who are all you guys? My God.
But I'll
Where's
never
Mike?
be as young as I am today. Again.
Yeah. How old are you,
Uh-oh,
Ray?
Clark.
I'll be
I see what the problem is.
next week.
We got Clark
All right.
McDonald is coming on.
Who?
Clark McDonald. We need you, Clark. Open up your video so we can see you, bud.
Hey, Spike, you need to turn on your audio too. Of course, he can't hear me, I guess.
Yeah. Turn on that audio, will ya?
Hey,
There's
Oh, there's a bushy face.
there's Clark. Hey, Clark, how you doing, buddy?
Ray, you
Bob Morvac, my gosh. Jim
Yes.
Putnam.
need- hey, man.
Putnam, the screecher.
Oh.
Hey, I just got back from playing a Veterans Day memorial service out at the cemetery here. It was a cold, cold time, and it reminded me, Morvac in particular will appreciate this, because I was reminded, man, reminds me of the old FFWU, you know, at the academy. Fabulous Foul Weather Unit. The drummers would go out.
They said that not all the time, Ray. Oh, Christ, here we go again.
Hey, I just got some sound. How's everybody doing?
Hey,
Mike.
Hey,
How you
Mike.
doing, Mike?
You know, I know you guys all look old.
hey, look at the mirror, man.
So Mike,
Oh,
knows that's
Jeff's on there too. I didn't even see Jeff. Oh, man. Baritone section is doing well. We're well represented.
We're still vertical. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, guys, so I don't know how many are gonna join in and kind of, you know, I got word that Mike Embry and Dave, Paul Mayer are both playing at ceremonies, and they might not make it.
Hey,
And,
Tom.
Yep, and Paul Olivier has also had a meet at the Legion at his time.
Okay, so I did invite though all of the DC guys. I don't know how many of them will join in. Bob Zarfos, are you guys all familiar with Bob?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Okay, Bob's not on too because he's got a Veterans Day event, but we're recording this. So I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, and then everybody, you know, can re-watch it, share it, do whatever you want, and we can pass it on and share it with those who couldn't make it as well.
It's really good to hear that, you know, they're playing at services, but I'm so happy it's not my service. I'm just glad to be here.
As are we all.
At best, I'm an MIA at best
Yeah.
so far.
So I was talking with this, actually, we've got a guest on today, Roy Perez.
Yeah.
Many of
Yeah.
you know him.
Good.
Actually, Roy gets a lot of the blame. If this goes like a fire drill, it goes bad, it's Roy's fault because it was his idea.
Yeah.
So,
But can you, am I on? Am I visual?
no,
Yeah.
we can't see your camera, Roy. We can hear you.
You gotta click on the camera, way at the bottom.
Click on a button that says video.
Oh, God, let's see. Switch to active.
Lower left.
No, nope. I don't see any button that says camera.
It
I
says
see all you
video.
guys.
Say video or stop video.
There's Doug.
There's
Doug.
Doug joining us. Hey, Doug.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can.
We can hear you.
Bye.
Okay.
There you are, Roy.
Yeah,
There's Roy.
There's Roy.
Roy.
All right.
there's our
So,
friendly Italian.
Yeah.
So guys,
Fancy.
Roy approached me. I mean, I kind of reached out to him. I'm not sure how this all came about, but you know, we were talking about over Facebook about maybe doing something like this, and Roy said, "Hey, I'd love to meet all those guys. They had an impact on me." And so, and Tom works with Roy on the Markey Facebook memorial page on Facebook.
Yeah.
So well, anyway, one thing came about and another, and I decided, well, maybe we could do this, you know, using Zoom. And I put a little bit of a structure together, not knowing how many or who's going to show up. But I thought we could go through that. And, you know, it's pretty freewheeling, but it gives us a chance to kind of avoid becoming too much of a train wreck, you know. So
Hey,
let's,
John,
yeah.
do you have any idea how to get Spike? I contact him to tell him to turn on his mic and his camera. It looks like, can't tell if he's on his phone or not. I can't tell.
Does anyone know sign language? Because he doesn't hear very well, apparently.
Here, let me ask him to unmute. I don't know if he, actually, I saw in my email late last night that Spike was trying to join the meeting late last night. So I'm not sure, but he's at least shown up now. I asked him to unmute himself.
Hey, Doug,
Who's that? Spike, is that you?
no, Doug Lynn, I
Oh.
think.
No, I haven't said anything until just now.
No, Spike okay, Spike is unmuted now. So.
Okay, we're making progress.
We're making progress, yeah. So,
Yeah, no, by the time the meeting's over, everybody log in and then they give you 3 minutes, you know.
Then log out.
That's right.
well, let's, Spike, are you there? Can you hear us? No? He may be having, problems if he's on his phone. He could be just on his phone.
Wait, did he just answer no, that when you said, can you hear us? And he said no?
Typical, some things never change.
Boy, Mikey.
All right. I don't know, Ray, what to do. Let me, I'll try and send him a chat, but I don't even know if he'll get that. But let's see. Oh, there he is. He made it.
Spike.
Spike.
That's Dave Hughes.
All right.
Spike, what happened
Hey,
to your
Spike.
hair, man?
There he is.
Hey, Spike.
I think your mic, is your mic working, buddy? Spike, we can't hear you. Oh. I don't think your mic is working. We can't hear you. We can see you.
Not well. Gotta get into more light.
Yeah,
Hey, Joe, how are things going in Hayes, America?
It's a little cold and windy today.
Oh, man, it's been, yeah, we lost a lot of trees down here with that freezing rain. And I played that Memorial's Veterans Day thing this morning. It was 34 here last night and it was only 41 when we were playing.
Wow.
And that was a little bit brutal.
It makes it hard to hit the high notes, doesn't it, on the taps?
Oh, we don't do the taps, and I, yeah, we got all the low parts. We did God Bless America and all the
Okay.
military tribute things, and all that, but
All right. Hey, Spike, can you hear us? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us. Okay. Well, we can't hear you, buddy, but we're gonna go ahead and kind of move forward. And you might have something on your mic setup. Sometimes you gotta check your computer for your mic setup.
down at the bottom, it'll have a line through it on a microphone. I think it's in red, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can just
Try
click
that.
on that.
Try that. Now,
There, well, there you go. There you go.
now, I think your mic is just not connected or something,
Oh,
because
I heard that before.
he's unmuted. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead, Spike, because I'm gonna get started, but we're gonna have time where we can do a little freewheeling. But we'll go ahead and kind of proceed. Again, this is gonna be recorded, so I'm just gonna share my screen with you, let you guys see kind of what we prepared, and we'll go from there, okay? So this is kind of tied in not only with a reunion for ourselves, but for Veterans Day. And here's kind of how I thought it could proceed, okay? So we could go for about 45, 60 minutes, whatever, doesn't matter. As people join in, we'll try to acknowledge them and so forth. we did talk about Paul Mike, and Bob is Bob Zarfos again. He's done a lot. We'll talk a little bit about him because I want to make sure everybody is aware of what he's doing for the group. And we got Roy on today. We're going to have Roy spend a little bit of time with us since he said we were so instrumental in his life.
We share some experiences, yes.
Was
that Pepperdine or wherever it was?
So Roy must have had a pretty crappy life.
I know.
And that party out there was pretty instrumental in our life.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
part. I was 19 years
Drugs
old.
wore off.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember much about
I
that.
want to be part of that.
And we're going to spend just a few minutes, and Tom's going to help us. We're going to honor some of our departed brethren. And Tom's got an announcement for us, and then we'll do closing. So with all that, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. So this is, I was expecting to get more of our group together. We've got such a small group right now. I think we've already kind of introduced everybody so far from the this group. This was, I don't know, do you remember the year you remember the year this was taken?
I think that's 69, John.
69. Okay,
That
so
sounds about right.
These pictures are blocking me. I can't see me on the end there.
Well, that's not important.
Best you've ever looked, Bob.
Hey, the baritones are all that count, you know.
That's it.
hey, if you get this on your screen, you can just go up here and click on the black spot and move it around if it's in the way. All right. So you can do that.
Big show, lady.
Yeah, there I am. What a good looking guy.
Yeah. So that's and there's Tom in his youth right there.
Yes.
So now
There's Jim.
I thought we would have some of the guys from the DC Corps. So I wanted to pay tribute to them because I mean they really kind of laid the foundation for us. And so that's where Bob Zarfos comes in because Bob's been doing a lot to help us kind of stay, I don't know, unified as we're getting old.
He sure has. He sure has.
Yeah, he's done a good job. And
Great
so
road.
I didn't know all this history, even after spending 4 years in Colorado Springs. I didn't know all this, but this is a picture Bob shared with us. I asked him recently about, tell me more about Truman Crawford. And because this is him right here.
Yeah.
And this is the DC Corps. Oh, wait, we got somebody. Oh, here's Paul Mayer. He's able to join us, looks like.
I can't see him. How do I get to see him?
Let me see. Let me
Go down. You go down.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down now.
Yeah,
I don't have a picture of Paul. I just have his.
Oh, yeah,
There he is.
Oh, there's Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
Welcome.
Guys.
Hey,
Morning.
Paul.
Hey,
Welcome.
Paul.
Welcome. Hi. Good to see you all.
Hey,
Good
Paulie.
to see you, Paul.
You must have finished your Veterans Day taps, huh?
Yeah, I had 4 sessions this morning.
Oh, my.
I'm tapped out, as they say, you know. Spike told me to say that. I would never say that.
Can't hear Spike. Well, can we hear
Oh,
Spike?
Paul, Spike's got problems with his mic, so we can't hear him, but he can hear us.
He's mute. He's mute these days. That's just
Spike has always had a problem with Mike.
yeah, he's never liked to talk at all.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyway, what happened was I asked Bob Zarfos to tell me a little bit more about the DC Corps. And so he shared this. This is Truman Crawford back when he was in charge of the Corps. He left as a master sergeant. And then he went into a career with the Marine Corps and was quite I did not know all this. A lot of you guys probably had exposure to him when you were in junior drum corps, right?
Yeah.
You heard of
Yeah.
it?
He was a judge.
Yeah, I was a Cavalier and he was teaching the Royal Airs just down the road from us.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
where's Zimney and Sonny? Anyway, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys missing. I don't know, but I'm recording this, everybody, so
Okay.
you'll get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
And so 25 years he was with the Marine Corps Drum and Bugle Corps. They actually named a hall after him there called the Truman W. Crawford Hall. And I was impressed by this. He must have been quite a guy. He left this thought with his son repeated this at his a tribute to him. He said, "Life is too short to wake up with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Forget about the ones who don't. Believe everything happens for a reason. If you get a second chance, grab it with both hands. If it changes your life, let it. Embrace it. Nobody said life would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it." I thought, man, I wish I would have known that guy. He sounded like a pretty awesome leader.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
retired as a colonel. And but he was one of the guys that laid the foundation for what we do. Here's Bob Zarfos, who was with the DC Corps, and he's kind of picked up, and tried to make it available. Are you guys all connected with Bob Zarfos on emails that he's
Yeah.
sending out?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure are.
We are.
Okay,
Hey,
because
Sean,
yeah,
Sean, if I could interject for just a second.
yeah,
There's actually about 33 or 34 people that are on Bob's email list. And we actually have about 48 people involved that I've been able to come up with so far. So I'll work on fleshing that out, also making sure everybody here has access to this whole AFA group plus the DC guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
But this shot right here from left to right, as you look at the screen, that's John Bosworth, a legend in his own time. He used to teach Top Secret. Bob, Eric Landis, another guy in the World Drum Corps Hall of Fame, and then Billy Mojica on the right as you look at him, was with the Air Force Corps and is a hell of a drummer.
yeah. Okay. Bob has really been very helpful. He's started on these amazing enlistment letters. Probably, I know I've read some of your guys' enlistment letters, but they're really great, explaining how guys, came to be in the Corps and stuff. So, and this goes back and includes some of the DC guys talking about, that's ancient, but any rate, it's pretty interesting. So I hope you're all, we thank Bob. I know you'll see this on the YouTube, Bob, but we thank you for helping bring us together. And wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of also references here. This is, you guys remember when this was? Because
Oh, yeah.
That's Boston, I think.
Boston Garden.
Yeah, that's Boston. That's the
Yeah.
original
Boston
ice.
Garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boston. I think this was 69, I think, because it was one of my first trips with the Corps.
Yeah.
And there's Gil McDonald, I think, and Mike, that's you, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
And
That's Keith Markey out front, right?
That's Keith
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, yeah. You can't mistake him with that
Yeah.
posture. Yeah.
There's,
Oh, that wasn't McDonald done on the end there.
yeah, so
Jeff Anderson on the end.
Jeff
and Mike.
Anderson.
I wanted to pay a little tribute also to, Truman Crawford did a lot with the compositions and everything for the DC Corps, or for DC and the Marine Corps. But Keith Markey was kind of, one that, let's go back. Keith Markey was the one that, if we recall, was instrumental in, providing the kind of arrangements. And I mean, there was others. Dave Belanger wrote some.
That was amazing. Surprise. Very nice surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were really fortunate to have a guy like that providing us the challenges that we had. But Keith Markey has, and we're going to talk about this, Roy, there's a Facebook page. I don't know how many of you guys are on social media, hopefully this will maybe encourage you because we want to talk about that. But first, I wanted to go through and just pay our honor and respect to some of those guys who have gone on as part of our group. And I asked Tom Wells if he'd help put a list together, and we may not grab everybody. So if we leave somebody out, bring up their name. But Tom, can you cover some of the names of some of the guys that have gone on?
I certainly can. First, thanks to George Miller, who's with the original Air Force Drum Corps group. George has been maintaining some level of contact with folks over the years, and has a pretty good list. Some of these names probably won't be familiar to you, and I'm sure there's people missing. So I'll just, without further ado, Rich Beliveau. I've never seen an official notice, but my understanding is that he is going.
I was going to ask about him. Oh,
well,
man.
I could be wrong on Rich. Like I say, I haven't seen anything official, but I haven't been able to track him down either. So if somebody, I guess I was going to wait till the end, but I'll just say it now. If you know of somebody, and I've got a list of people also for later that we haven't been able to keep track of. If you know where these people are, let me know and I'll continue on to make sure that we include them. Anyway, so Richie, I think, is gone. AJ Baronato.
Yeah.
David Brown, who you may or may not know. He was also with the DC Corps. Joe College, also with the DC Corps.
Yeah, Joe College.
Don Cooper, also with the DC Corps. These last three names, they were both at the Academy and DC. Remember that lineage that goes from DC, moving that organization to the Academy, and then the build up from there.
Yeah.
Doug Crane, James Dean,
Really?
Tony Dorsey.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew about Tony.
He was he went to Florida, and I think that was it.
Know that.
By the name of Anthony Gabacorda. I hope I pronounced it correctly. He was also in the DC Corps too. Dorsey Good. Andrew Condanis. If I mispronounced it, I apologize. Bruce Kinnear.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yep,
Bruce
Bruce
Kinnear.
died a couple of years ago. Bob Long. Tom Lowe. Keith Markey. Neil McCauley.
When did Tom Lowe die, Tom?
I'm sorry?
When did Tom Lowe die? Do you have anything on that?
He died several years ago. I think I remember.
2016, actually.
Yeah, heard that
Yeah,
from
Tom.
Zimney.
Tom Lau, yeah. Wow.
Did I mispronounce it?
Yeah, it's okay.
LW.
That's okay.
Keith Markey.
Polly and I were in the Cavaliers together. A great guy.
Gil McDonald.
Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah.
Bob Radomski.
Oh,
Yeah.
when did Ski die? Did you?
Sometime in the last couple of years. It hasn't been all that long.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't have all the dates necessarily. I just did this in the last couple of days. Jim Shibonese. Ken Tyler.
Oh, God.
Ken died from cancer 2 years ago, a little less than 2 years ago.
Nice guy.
Mispronounces John Ersbruck.
No, yep.
Johnny Graff.
Earthbrook, yeah.
Johnny Graff.
One of the great soloists. Jim Wade. Harvey Wolf.
Jim Wade did. Oh, dang. I didn't know about most of these. Who?
William Wooten. He's Bill Wooten.
Oh, yeah. Bill Wooten.
Wooten.
Anyway, that's the list I have right now. I don't say that's complete. And again, I ask this group, if you know of somebody, what I'm not going to do right now, unless you want me to, is I also have all the folks that were just in the Air Force Corps prior to moving to the Academy. And I can go through that list if you'd like, but most of them probably are not well known to you.
Yeah,
So I leave it to the group.
Bob Zarfos can go ahead and, bring us up to date on those if he would like to put a list together, but.
Well, we have, there is an existing list from 2019 and George Miller, I'm sure has updated it. I just didn't capture the most recent update from George on this.
Well, I think we would want everybody involved who sees this to know that we pay our tribute and honor to all of them who came before. And I thought, if you guys don't mind, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
Well, what I was going to say was, if you would like, if to the group, I'm happy. I'll have this available on a file, a document that can be shared with everybody, and so that might be the easiest way to get the information out there.
Okay. Well, I thought that being that we believe so earnestly in the tribute to our fallen, brothers, that it would be appropriate to play taps for them. So I've got just a minute here of us being able to salute our departed brethren. So we'll go ahead and play that. Hopefully you can hear it. Oh, thank you guys. Get a little emotional there. Turning to a little bit more of what is our history, whether that be good or bad. I wanted to bring on Roy. Many of you guys know him better than I probably. This was Roy Perez in his bugle playing days as Stockton. And here he is again. What a history they had, the Commodores. And here he is with his good wife. And Roy, I also wanted you to, maybe share a moment, like you explained to me, kind of how you came to be such, part of including us in all of your drum corps history. And then also down here, I put Jim Ott, because I think we owe quite a tribute to what he did. Maybe you could introduce yourself, and what you were telling me about how you came to be an integral part of our corps.
Okay, I'd be happy to. First of all, thanks a lot for letting me be included in this special Zoom reunion. It's a real honor to be with you guys. A lot of people ask me, well, Roy, how did you start drum corps? Well, I was sitting in high school. Class just started in September, sophomore, and I sat next to a skinny little white boy, and I'm East Side, Okieville, kind of a barrio kid, and I just started playing trombone in the band. And I sit next to Jim Ott, and he says, hey, you play trombone, huh? Yeah. You want to join the drum bugle corps? I said, well, I really don't know what they do. Oh, we do parades. So I said, sure. But I thought I was joining the senior corps, the Caballeros. That was the #1 corps in Stockton. We had 4 drum and bugle corps in Stockton in those days. So I went to practice, and it was the police Commodores. So I said, I'll stick with it. So Jim Ott, with 1966, we had 15, 16 horns. We didn't even have a horn instructor. And the director told, well, what's to lose? Let this 16-year-old kid start teaching and write whatever music he could. So he started writing some music with the help of the senior corps arranger, the Joaquin Caballeros, AJ Vieira. He used to be, came out of the Marksman Senior Corps, moved to California, was writing for about 10 corps out here. So anyway, I grew up with Jim Ott, best friend. best man. He was my best man. I was his. And well, I want to back up a little bit. Go back to 1968. We were going to have a convention in Stockton called the West Coast Drum and Bugle Corps Convention. And our congressman got the United States Air Force Academy to come. And in those days, we didn't know jack diddly about who could play what. Our senior corps over here, which I thought was awesome, they ruled the roost in those days. Well, the first note when the Academy started playing of Fanfare of the New, right then I knew that it's a different world out there with professional guys playing, and I wanted to be like them. But unfortunately, I didn't get into the Academy. But Keith Markey, I met him in '68, and we said, well, how are you hitting those notes on those bugles? There's certain notes that he says, oh, you got to get your horn, you got to cut a little piece of tubing off, and we call that a GF. And well, man, I got a hacksaw right here, so we're right there. We're having a horn clinic. He's chopping our horns down and giving us a. Now we get a sharp in it, in the bottom, so he was instrumental in converting our horns. And then again in '69 he came out again. Our Congressman John McFaul was in charge of the military appropriations, from what I hear. So you guys came again '69, but this time you guys did the field show instead of just a standstill. And well, fast forward 30, 40 years, I got the box of the parents of Jamad gave me all his recording recording tapes, judges tapes from Blue Devils, Spirit of Atlanta, Commodores, corps up in Seattle, all over the place. And in this box said U.S. Air Force. So I said, man, I wonder what this is about. So when I turned it on, and it was like a rehearsal practice of the Air Force, and then just little charts of different songs, Peanut Vendor, things I'd never heard on recordings. So I said, man, how come I never heard this, And I looked up to see if I could find something. And I couldn't find anything on Keith Markey, a memorial site or a tribute page. And I started a tribute page for my friend Jamad, who passed away in 1980 during tour with Spirit of Atlanta. And I seen other tribute pages for Truman Crawford and some of the great arrangers in the senior corps. So I said, you know what? I like to start one for Keith Markey, because when I started reading up on him, he didn't only was involved in the Air Force. I didn't know he wrote for corps all over the U.S., the Velvet Knights, Seattle Imperials, New York Corps. And when I put the Facebook page together, all these stories started to come in, and I felt like, wow, we all had something in common with Keith. He touched us in our young lives, and so I appreciated it. And then along the way, I met a lot of you fellas on that site, and unfortunately a few have passed away, and I'm sorry for your loss on that. But I want to thank you guys. Like I said, when you guys hit your first note, whenever you played, you sort of like told everybody, sit back and let the pros play it right. You guys did an excellent job on those bugles and drums. And I appreciate your service. And that's about all I got to say.
Well, we want to thank you, Roy, because you've helped preserve a lot of, giving us the abilities to go back and visit. For you guys who don't know, I think you're all, Tom, you're involved, and I think most of the guys on here are involved here on this. But what a great resource is Keith Markey Memorial page is, because if you go over here to go to the videos section, this is where you can listen to some of the things that Jim Ott and Roy have preserved for us. I actually wanted to go. Before we do that, is there anybody else that had anything else they wanted to throw in there while about what Roy was talking about?
I thought for sure he was gonna say something about the party afterwards
Oh,
at Peppermint.
Oh, no, don't say nothing about that.
Oh my God.
John, you know
That
nothing
party
about
was
that.
so legendary party in the
Yeah.
drum corps circles.
Yeah,
Hey,
Las
You know,
Vegas.
I never stayed up all night at a party. I usually was home by midnight, 1:30, the latest in those days. And I told my mom, I said, I'm going to stay overnight at Jim Ott's house, which was about 4 blocks away from where the Air Force were staying at the dormitories at the University of Pacific.
Yeah.
So if we drank too much, we just walked over to his house. But we never walked over to his house. We just stayed the night. There was beds all over the place at that dormitory and couches. We just crashed right there. And I was in seventh heaven, you know, hearing the stories.
But I got a confession to make that was my first trip. I got there to the academy in April of '69, and that first trip I went on in June. I think it was June.
Yeah, June.
I want to confess, guys, that was the first and the last time I ever got that much of a party in me. In fact, some of that party wound up in Jack Mouse's shoes that morning.
That had to be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, those fond memories.
It's trying to hold you down, John.
No, I want you guys to know sincerely, that was not the rest of my life, was nothing like that.
Thank goodness.
I think that's why Ruggiano gave me the name Crusher, because stop sign or something like that.
No, it's when you kick the door in the dormitory.
I was gonna say that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Not my proudest, but I did.
It was an accident. Those things happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
But going back to this,
Right through the door.
oh, we'll have to leave that buried. I guess it's on YouTube in the
I
future.
leave it buried, John. We got that up at the top here, buddy.
I got pictures. I got the pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
So I wanted to go ahead and bring this on to show you what's there. This is a real treasure. And I don't know if you guys have gone in there, but this is, I'll go to the page where we could actually hear it. Let's see. So this was, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I knew this was going too well. Hang on a minute.
No, I did want
Is
to
that a
ask.
Facebook page or a YouTube page?
No, it's supposed to link, but it's not linking. So let me try.
Yeah, I put those videos also on the YouTube for the guys who don't do Facebook. And I do have a download site, Dropbox. If you have Dropbox or recordings, I can give you the link. It's a private link. And I only give it out to people who promise that they won't sell it to Bobby Perro so he can make money off it. Because it
just
seemed
made him
like
a
I
deal,
give
Roy. I
recordings to
just made him a
somebody
deal.
and he ends up and he sells it and it pisses me off, you know.
Well, I tell you what, Roy, I've told you this before, articulated it to you in email or whatever conversations, but man, I just grew up on all that recording you did and put it on there and everything. That's great.
Hey,
Okay,
I want to
so
ask one thing, John. When we were at the academy, they were recording us constantly. There should be some terrific archived recordings for us.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they erased them or not, but
I don't know how you find those. How come I'm not, where am I supposed to go to find?
You're in the photo section. You got to click into the videos if you're going to play a video.
Where's the videos?
Just hit add photo.
There we are.
There's videos.
There we are. So this was one that I listened to. It has that. This is the peanut vendor. You guys, did Belanger write that or Keith?
No.
Laundry.
That's what I thought.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He did?
So this was a fun one to listen to. So I thought we could pay a little tribute to ourselves.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, but no drum part.
Damn it.
We never sounded better.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, here.
There we are.
Baritones.
Yeah.
Hey. His stuff was so much fun to play. That medley thing he wrote, that was wonderful.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was one of the nicest things he wrote.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered to tell Belanger we weren't a big band.
Now who wrote that?
That was
Dave Belanger.
Dave Belanger. He was
Okay, yeah, that's right. A few years back, you know, and I got to apologize at the time when I was making those videos. I had no idea that other guys in the unit were writing music. I just saw Keith, like in most corps, the main director writes it. So, and by then it was already out like a year and a half, 2 years, and I couldn't
Belanger
edit.
was in the band. He wasn't in the corps, but he was, yeah.
He arranged for the Falconeers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure did. He was a great trombone player. He and Robleski. Stan Robleski.
When I was there, I participated in a small group that used to go around to all the bases and play. And one night, this was an Army group, by the way, I played with. We had a gig at one of the clubs, and one of the guys, our piano player, was ill, so we called Dave to come in and sub. I want to tell you, before that guy drank, it sounded like 4 people were playing that piano. Never in my life have I seen anyone play the piano like this guy. He was absolutely phenomenal. He didn't sing, but boy, can he play. Oh, it's unreal.
You know, speaking of those, you remember Frank Mantooth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He unfortunately passed away after I've heard him play his music as a professional jazz pianist out here in LA. He had a short, but quite a very, very professional career as a jazz pianist. And then of course, we have to mention Jack Mouse, who left the Corps and went into the Falconeers. But Jack is, he's got himself, he's had a professional career as, you know, for one guy that practiced on the rubber pad all the time, it paid off for him. He's got to put out albums, and his wife is a jazz singer, and he's got a studio, and he's done very well for himself.
Yeah, they're in Chicago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Naperville, Illinois, actually.
Are they?
Oh, Naperville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they've got, I think, a concert, online concert coming up either this Saturday or the next Saturday. So
Really?
look, if you look up
mentioned,
Jack Mouse, play, you can find him.
He's got a website out there where you can go listen to all the stuff he's been doing with him and his wife.
Yeah, yeah. But
hey, I got a little story on Frank Mantooth. He ended up coming to Garden City, my hometown, and he was the artist in residence at the community college there.
Really?
Fell in love with a elementary school teacher and decided, well, I'm just going to move down here because it's my gig. I don't have to live in Chicago. I can fly anywhere. So he moved to Garden City. I played in several big band things we threw together in Western Kansas. And I just always remember, yeah. And Frank was, yeah, he would always, when we would come in and he'd say, well, I just kind of vamp, you know, I don't really, you know, improvise. And we're going, and so, yeah, he can definitely improvise. He also, he did a lot of arranging for groups.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to know how everybody's musical careers went, how they progressed? And
Yeah, yeah.
that'd be great. I think it's also, we need to play tribute to our drum line. So here's a drum solo that.
Why?
Hey, I wrote that. Indian Nights, you know, and Never Neverland wrote that. And I want to say that John had a little anecdote at the end. You got to hear. Hoi! Remember that? You don't remember
Drum
that?
and bugle corps, drums come first.
Well, I'll let that debate continue online, but we need to let them be heard. So here they are. I don't know who is in this group, but you guys can tell me after it's done. So here you go.
Well,
Best solo I ever heard.
yeah, that's why we sounded so well. You couldn't really hear it.
Kind of hard to dance to.
You guys are tough, man.
What type of audio are you using, John? Something from Guam or what?
Hey, was everyone using 2 sticks?
In one hand, 2 sticks in one hand.
Mike is bad.
One-
One stick.
Whoa.
One stick, Bob.
Now we're getting down to it.
Coming alive, coming alive.
Left-handed
No.
sticks.
All right. So at any rate,
You're not gonna go through all these, are you, John?
I don't know how many of you guys could still do that. I know when we went back to Colorado Springs for that reunion, you guys remember when we had that? We got these shirts there.
I never got
I
no.
don't know.
Oh, you got one of those?
And they're easy.
Well, I can't remember what it was, but Bill Carlson, John Dye, and those guys out there put together, they got some horns for us. And it was, we were going to participate in the halftime show at the Academy with the, cadet corps at that time. But I'll never forget, Jeff, you were there, weren't you, for that?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, so I think Jeff was probably about the only one in the baritone line that had any real chops, because I couldn't even play anything hardly at that juncture, because when I got out, I never saw another horn after that. So, it was quite an experience, and I imagine you drummers, if you haven't kept it up, your chops kind of deteriorate pretty fast. So what I wanted to do, I still have a little bit more here, was we wanted to go in and thank Roy and Jim Ott for putting these together for us. On behalf of our whole group, Roy, I know Jim is deceased and moved on, but thank you. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Great people. Great
Yeah,
Indeed.
thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
I grabbed some pictures, guys, that I found. This apparently is it says on the drum head, the U.S. Air Force Academy Drum and Bugle Corps, but there's a bagpipe there. Does anybody remember when that happened?
And that would be Bill Stokes that'd be Bill Stokes on the bass drum, by the way.
Oh,
Really?
Look at that. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
the DC Corps had pipers, and I think that was one of the fellows that was just finishing his enlistment, and then they stopped the pipers thereafter.
Thank God, yeah.
So that's Bill Stokes, huh? Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Beyond attention.
Bill. Remember that, Ray Foster and you guys? He'd say, man, the team, huh? Bill, something like that. You remember that?
Bill.
Remember noon formations? He'd get so upset.
Oh, yeah. He would just get his panties all twisted up. We used to say, don't ask Bill what time it is. He'll give you the history of the watch, you know.
Hey, where was it? We were there, we were at some dinner or something, and there was a woman whose son was one of the astronauts who died in the capsule. And they introduced her, and we were all going in the back going, hooray! And then Stokes got on the bus and he was yelling at us because he thought we were booing her.
Oh,
I do remember that. And
I
that,
remember the way that went down was, okay, Bill would stand up there and he'd say, man, and then Foster and Springfield and those guys would go, Bill.
Hey, I'd like to ask a question. You guys remember the time Mike Ruggiano, we were walking down the terrazzo and Mikey had his baritone dragging on the terrazzo, saying, hey, Harvey, we're dragging again. You remember that, Mike?
I don't, but at my age now, there's a lot of things I don't remember.
I remember.
Well,
Paul Mayer,
selectively.
I remember Paul Mayer had a special song for Harvey Wolf. You want to sing that for us, Paul?
The lawsuit is still pending. And I'm not allowed-
Hey, Harvey, hit the wall, something like that.
yeah, we all know that one. Yeah, and
Well, hey, speaking of Harvey, here's a picture of, I guess this was around 68, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Right
Yeah, that
around
was
there.
that was used in the 68 publicity program photos that I received that I received from our director and his files when the Air Force was coming out from the academy there. So those were the 68, and I have a really clear black and white one of that one if I think uploaded on the site. But yeah, that's one of my first pictures I ever seen of the academy before you guys came out.
So that's Bob Wilson and Jody Murray on bass drum. Have we ever heard, is Jody still alive, or do we know that? Jody Murray.
Jody Murray, yeah. He
was from Casper. He was from Casper with Wade.
He went back to Casper, Wyoming, and I heard he became the chief financial officer of the town of Casper.
Huh.
Okay, I didn't see that working out when I knew him.
Yeah.
Well,
He was
hey,
great. He was great with.
Isn't
great-
this right here? Isn't that John Ganguza right there?
Yes.
It is.
Yep. That's
Yeah, it
John.
looks like him.
I would show that picture to people, and they would say, "How did you get everybody at the same height to be in the Corps?"
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Well,
I-
you know,
When I show these pictures to friends of mine, you know, I say, I'm the guy in the blue hat, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember when, after I came into the Corps, those uniforms, they started getting bigger and bigger. And then I think the tighter white pants kind of became the end of those uniforms for us. We didn't look anything like the Marine Corps doing there.
No.
Those white pants, remember you had to cram your foot in there, starch so tight. It was just,
I know.
you know, horrible.
Those.
On bass drum, was that Jody or was that Clarence Young on bass drum there? On the
It
left?
looks like Jody Murray on the right.
Yeah, because I remember, and that's a guy who I haven't been able to reach. Clarence Young. Anybody have contact with him?
He stayed in Colorado. I know that.
Yeah, I thought he was a cop there for a while, but
He
I
was
was-
a cop.
I was a best man in his wedding, and I can't get in touch with him, even through his wife, because I have his wife's maiden name from years gone by as well. He was married right there in the cathedral at the, not the cathedral,
Ah.
chapel.
Speaking of trips, I was wondering, John Crowder, Mike, Paul Mayer, do you remember the Casper, Wyoming camping?
Oh, yeah.
I have a couple pictures of that.
Yeah.
I remember John Crowder putting on a bathing cap and acting like a chicken.
Yep.
Remember that?
I
What
got a
year was
video of
this? What year was this, guys?
Probably 70.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
69,
would have been
70.
around. I would have been there. I don't remember.
70. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
It
Well, no,
was us guys all camping and next to a drive-in theater. We even went to the movies in a fake car, made believe we were in the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, I do remember
Rugiano thought of that.
Well, that wasn't a, where we all went. There was just a bunch of us drove up to see the Casper show.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al
Okay.
Ruad was there.
Donald was there.
Yeah.
I was just trying to do the chicken to emulate the way Bob did it, because nobody could do it better.
I got a video of it. I'll try to send it to you, John. It was pretty revealing.
I have
I have one of John at the Disneyland, which is unbelievable. And he did a good one there. Well, we were both doing it.
I have 19 grandchildren that would love to see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
get that over to you.
Hey, Jim Putman, some of those videos of that Wyoming camping trip are still used at the police academy in Wyoming for training practices.
Yeah, I suppose.
You guys remember this picture? This is Greg Likens, right? What happened to Greg?
Yep.
He's still around.
Is he?
I think he's still in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So I think this was one of the last pictures we had in those uniforms, right?
Yeah. I
And
see
then-
Jeff, and I think that's Pat Tolley next to him.
Yeah.
And,
There's probably the best pictures if you want to show somebody what you did during the war, because you can see faces pretty well in those.
yeah.
So
That was
He had a huge color guard in those days.
Yeah, that ballroom is kind of, wasn't it?
And I found this picture. I thought I'd pull this one in because there's some names up here, but there's names down here I can't quite make out. But this was a reunion at some point, and this is Bob, right? And who's this? Ben Cuttarelli?
Cuttarelli.
Yeah.
And
Help us.
That's Frank Diallo.
okay.
The Frankie Allo?
Yep.
I'm sorry. You're right.
And
Whitey led one,
I led one.
Gary
Oh,
Hodges,
Whitey. Yeah.
and then me.
Doug Lint. So
Yeah, I'm twice the man I was in the Air Force.
all right. Well,
That was straight in Pennsylvania.
you guys remember we did make a number of trips.
My favorite one.
Oh, goodness.
Remember that? The infamous flight out of West Point. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
That was
remember Bill
scary.
McDonald got so sick that he was going from both ends during that trip.
Was it Hootler or somebody was standing there as guys were reaching for barf bags and he would say, "Are you going to eat your sack lunch?"
I remember.
If any of you have seen the movie Major League, when they have all the jets pulling out and the lady's trying to cut costs and everything like that, and then all the big jets go away, and all of a sudden they got this little like C-149 or whatever they see,
29s.
49s, whatever they were, and that's what the team is supposed to be flying on. And I kept seeing us in that movie.
Oh, we've done those.
Well, here's one we did, something like this. Remember these?
Yeah, the 130.
Oh, yeah.
Those were nice planes compared to what we had.
Yeah, the bathroom was way up in the tail.
I think I had one flight in those. The rest were C-119s.
Yeah, C-119.
He said web seats, didn't they?
I remember we got on one at Pete Field and we were in our fatigues. I remember this. And we got on and they had this pile of parachutes in the middle of the floor. And crew chief, I said something like, "Well, should we all grab a parachute?" He says, "I don't think they'll do you any good. They probably won't even open."
Yeah. We were flying to California, John, remember?
Oh,
And
Through the mountains.
bumpy and stuff. We
Yeah.
were all reaching for the parachutes. He said that. I'll never
And-
forget that.
And you remember how noisy those things were, that if you didn't wear earplugs, you could hardly hear for a couple of days.
What?
We used to clap when we'd land, we'd all clap. And we would
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
as we got on, particular guys would go up and check with the pilot and said, how you feeling this morning? You know, you doing all right? You're not depressed, are you?
But remember the C-119s on the way to Notre Dame when somebody was playing with the back doors and they fell off?
It fell off.
No.
Really?
Oh,
I don't remember that from the flight. I remember being
remember
on the field at Notre Dame, but
See, that's C-141, isn't that what they gave us when we flew out to Nixon's inauguration? They
yeah,
wanted-
you're right.
They wanted to make sure we got out there. They didn't care what we flew back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys talked about going to Wyoming. Here, remember when we flew up to Laramie to the Air Force Wyoming game in the C-47?
Yep.
I remember that.
And the
So,
traffic on, and the traffic on the interstate.
Wasn't, the pilot's name was Colonel Coffin, wasn't it?
Yep.
I remember that.
I remember,
That was a Cleveland plane right there. The C.
I remember them, pilot was, it seemed like he was just following the freeway. That's what he just followed.
Yeah, I remember looking down and cars were passing us.
Yeah.
All right, well, I put this in for the other DC guys to ask them about their flights, but.
There you go.
but
there's a St. Louis on there.
I guess,
Footnote to history here. There were some guys in the DC Corps that actually caught a 119 and it crashed and killed them.
I remember that, yeah. It was,
Oh.
it was a handful of, about, how many of them? You remember, Tom?
Off the top of my head, I don't. I want to say 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, that's, I think I heard them talking about that, yeah.
I never heard that.
119, was that the Goonie Bird?
No,
Yeah.
No.
C-47 was the Goonie Bird, the one that you took
Well,
us to.
it looked like the C-130. Kind of,
Okay.
The
Well,
Hercules.
the C-119 was the boxcar.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
You
nickname
see-
of that was the crowd killer.
Yeah. If you guys remember, Joe College would never fly in that.
that's right, yeah,
He would always go commercial.
yeah, that's right,
Because he knew people that died in that crash.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Hey, Dave, how's your brother doing, Dave?
He's doing pretty good. He's still out in Denver.
He's in Denver, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. And Tom asked me if he could make a special announcement, so I wanted to give him a minute here about, and that's Tom, if you don't know where that arrow is. Tom, do you want to make a special announcement about a museum?
Them bones, you gotta celebrate any way you can. Actually, I've got a couple of things, if you bear with me. One is, do have quite a few people that weren't here today, which is not a surprise, but if you know, and I'll post this up someplace else, still looking for John Ganguza. Rod Stewart is out there, George Collier, Gary Robbins, Jim Johnson, Bruce Wilkinson, Mark Halleck, George Fennell, Dave Wohler, Bill Carlson. I know Bill and Bonnie are around someplace. Ken Capehart.
They're in Colorado Springs. John
Yep.
Dye and Bill and Bonnie Carlson, they're in Colorado Springs.
Right, Charles Rennie, Tom Boland, Kelly Gordon, Steve Clay, both played Contra. Richard Smith, Ron Lowell, who last I heard was out in Oklahoma someplace, Mark Anderson. In other words, there's a host of people that we don't have any contact information for.
What about Al and Brenda Ruat?
I was just gonna mention Al.
Al-
Yeah.
Al's around. He was
He's
invited
in,
to
he's
be there.
in, he's
Yeah, he
in
couldn't make it.
Joe Arioso.
Joe is in touch. He knew
Okay.
about this too.
All right.
Tom, I heard a while ago that I thought Gary Robbins passed away.
If you know, drop me an email or something if you could.
All right.
Things.
Rod Stewart, I think, died.
I'm sorry.
I think Rod Stewart is dead.
Oh, he
Really?
passed away?
Shortly after he left the academy.
Oh,
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, Jim.
Okay, well, this is stuff, like I said, this is another good reason for this. Besides, celebrating all, remembering Veterans Day is, trying to find out what's happened with folks because our numbers decline.
Tom, what's the best way you want people to get in touch with you?
It would be, most of you have seen my
Your email or Facebook or what?
email is probably the best. I mean, Facebook's great, but email works.
Okay.
At hazmat@gmail.com. So if you see that at hazmat, that's me, and I'll put my name in the subject line also and reach back out.
Hey, Tom, Mike Springfield, he's living in Ohio. He went and moved with his daughter. I can't tell you exactly what town. It is in Ohio, though. He moved. He went, it was with IGA when he got out. I don't know if it was in Great Bend or where it was, but
I believe Mike had a stroke.
yeah, he did. And I visited him in Kansas. He was at
Okay.
St. something or another, and he can't articulate anything, but he can say, yeah, and yippee. And that's about it.
Actually,
But he's fully mobile. I mean, he's got his grandkids and stuff up there in Ohio. Matt would know. I can get in contact with Matt.
That'd be cool. That would be. We're trying to find the 1972 Drums Along the Rockies was recorded, and many folks have got the 2 albums. So we were there, we were recorded, but we never made the album. And so through a little work with Steve Vickers out of Drum Corps World and another guy, they've come across, I believe they got that recording from 72 from Drums Along the Rockies, but they're trying to track down. There's a 66, 67, 68 standstill recording of some sort that shows up like on tapes from Lackland. And it wasn't the Lackland Drum Corps, it was obviously the Academy Corps. And so I was wondering if maybe a tape was, if anybody remembers doing any standstill recordings, 66, 67, 68, wouldn't have been professionally done necessarily, could have been at a rehearsal or something.
I know we did one at Kenosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, but these tapes are clearly marked Lackland. So who knows?
Okay. No.
And the other piece was doing work, and Roy's involved in it also, doing work with the Drum Corps Museum. And it's actually going to be a museum of the marching pageantry arts or something like that. Just kind of a working title. And so if you've got any memorabilia that you would like cherished and loved, once you're not able to cherish and love it, contact me or contact Roy, and we can and probably put it to good use for you somewhere where people actually have a chance to look at it someday. So that's in the formative stages. There's thousands and thousands of pieces of stuff. Anyway, if I'll send something out, and if you know where any of these missing folks are, let me know so we can actually, try and search them out and invite them.
Has Jay Edwards passed away?
Who?
Jay Edwards.
Jay Edwards.
Yeah,
Jay Edwards has passed away.
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Last I heard, John Ganguza was in Eagle, Idaho.
Yeah, I saw an Idaho mark. I just haven't had a chance to try and get a hold of him. So,
Bob, you remember Eric that was in our group with Jay?
Yeah.
Eric passed away too.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a kid.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of guys that had the passion that Jay Edwards had for just loving to play music. He loved to play guitar, drums. He loved it. So
Tim Baker and Scott Oakey. Those are 2 more names I just thought of when you mentioned that, but Jay Edwards.
Scott Oakey is, I thought his brother, I think it's a relative, a brother reached out to me and gave me his contact information. He retired years ago from Microsoft. He rose to the level of vice president, international vice president of sales at Microsoft and retired. And he's been in philanthropy and stuff like that. But his brother, or a relative, I was trying to find him, reached out, and I got his contact information. So if somebody wants it, email me and I can get it to you.
Shoot it to me, John,
Okay?
because I've got his brother's phone number also.
How about Tim Baker?
Tim is he was invited to this party. He's on the
Okay,
mail.
okay.
Okay.
How about Don Garrison and Peterson? Oh, it's Peterson, Pete Peterson. He was a baritone player, and Don Garrison.
Yeah.
Don Garrison was part of
I don't remember him.
He was part of the UFO Corps, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, you know, we used to make fun of him because he worked at Disney, and here I wound up retiring from Disney. So I don't know what that got. So I don't know.
All right, Mike, we got to know, what'd you do? Were you one of the characters or what?
No, I was Disney's paint expert. I got a degree in polymer chemistry, so I wound up eventually working for Disney.
Really? That's awesome.
Still a Mickey Mouse organization, I know.
Well, they had a good drum corps there, that group, that little small group of guys on bugles.
You betcha they were
They
good.
do, yep.
Yeah.
When I was there, I followed them all over the place. They're just terrific kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the sound was big for just what?
Yep.
50 horns?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but hey, guys.
And they were doing maneuvers too, you know, I mean, they were, yeah, it wasn't just standstill thing. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
When I hear those old charts that we played, and you think that we played those with a one valve and one rotor, you shake your head. You say, I don't know how, we were really good. We were really good.
Yeah, we were.
I don't know.
Some of
Well,
those,
and the arrangers were really good too, because, you know, there were certain notes you couldn't hit.
Yeah.
But Jim hit them all, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
some of them,
Wherever Jim was playing, I don't think they had notes for that, did they, Jim?
They were X's and Q's.
No, he's in the stratosphere, man. You know.
Yeah. How do you spell that?
X and Q.
All right, guys. Well, Tom, is there anything else?
I don't think so. Like I say, I'm gonna put together a group email to everybody. It won't be today, but it'll be the next couple of days. Yeah, and there is one other thing. We should do this again. Dave Hughes and I were talking about it. We should do this again, maybe on a more regular basis, not like every 25 years.
How about tomorrow? You want to do this
25.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's good, yeah. I was gonna say, maybe we could try and set something up either on a bi-monthly or quarterly basis and just kind of keep track, because I don't think any of us are so busy we can't find an hour out of our time, except for Crowder, of course.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. He's busy doing the ticket.
So professional. My God.
I would like to propose that maybe we think about doing this again. In January.
Absolutely. I was gonna ask that same
Well,
question.
we could do it, make it a little more informal, you know, but I appreciate everybody. Like I said, thanks to everybody who's really helped out today. Tom, Roy, everybody. These were a couple of images.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Joe, for making
Those
this
nice.
happen. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
And that right there.
There you go.
So I thought as we go out today, we would just go ahead and I set this up. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. Yeah. So here's a couple of things we could listen to going out.
There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and play this. We'll let you guys exit
Sounds like Oregon from here.
as you need to. This
Maybe
is
the NASA labs.
68. And by the time it gets to the end of those flying machines, we'll probably wrap up. But I'll go ahead and then you guys can stay on or leave, whatever you want. But this is a good, because it combines a good drum solo in the middle. So here we go.
John, thanks for your work on this.
Happy
Thanks,
Thanksgiving,
John.
everybody.
Thank you, John.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Roy.
You bet,
thanks
guys.
everybody.
Good job,
Okay.
Great job,
Stay
Tommy.
safe and stay healthy, everybody. Okay,
Hey,
Everybody.
Safe
Here we
and
go.
sane.
here we go.
not coming through down you.
And that was it. It was a short piece.
That was a fly machine.
What is that tune? I can't remember.
Ballyhoo.
Ballyhoo,
Oh,
right.
okay.
I don't know. I keep on breaking up, so I
Yeah,
can't
me too.
tell.
How could you forget that tune? We only played it 9,000 times.
That and Bully, yeah.
You know, it's terrible. I don't know about you guys, but I could be in my car somewhere and I constantly remember the songs and I'll start playing the drum parts and start singing the songs. They just kind of pop in my mind, you know, because we played them so much.
I
Absolutely.
still remember those trips on the buses, and Morvac would be back there beating on the back of the, seat in front of him, constantly all the way, like for 2 hours.
All the way.
I remember one bus trip we were taking, well, not only one, but coming from the academy to go to Peterson Air Force Base to jump on. It was real early in the morning. Everybody was sleeping on the bus. And we come up to the railroad tracks that you had to cross. And then all of a sudden, Bob Long goes, everybody just about bailed out. That guy, he never quit.
He was
Oh,
a funny guy.
Longy.
He really was a funny guy.
All right, guys. Well, here's we can't end a get together without this one. So those magnificent men, I always love that. So here it is.
All right.
Oh,
There's Putnam.
yeah.
I can't hardly remember.
That's because you were so high up in the clouds.
I love that ending. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was great. That was
See you
great.
guys. It was great to see you all.
All right, guys.
Right.
Be safe.
65 years for me.
David,
Everybody take care. Thanks so
All right.
much.
Good
Thanks
seeing you
again.
all.
hey,
See
thank
ya.
you. Great
See
job,
ya.
guys.
Guys,
Thanks, Roy.
thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you bet.
Hey,
Good
Roy,
to have you,
good
Roy.
job.
Mr. Paris, stay well.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
What's up? I say
I'll
goodbye.
blow you up, Dave.
I'll blow you up.
Yeah, Paulie.
I'm still
Hey,
recording, guys.
Bob.
Be careful.
All right, keep the recording going. John, thanks very much for putting this all together. Great time.
What a guy.
Thank you, John.
That was good.
Thank you.
Thanks,
for
Yeah,
John.
for tipping.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Tom. And thank you, Roy.
Roy, thank you very much for putting that all together. A lot of great memories there for sure.
Yep, for sure.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Big,
Take
big-
care.
Thank you guys for your service.
Dave, you got to change your name next time. Everybody's going to call you Sharon from now on out.
Yeah,
We were always wondering about you, Dave.
yeah, that's right.
Paul,
Only
Hey.
kidding.
you
Only
look
kidding.
good, Paulie. What's sticking out of your ears? Aha!
That's so I can hear.
iPods.
Yeah, after flying on all those planes, you lose your hearing after a while. You know?
Hey, by the way, anybody have tinnitus?
What?
What?
Anybody have tinnitus?
Yes.
You do?
It's-
Everyone.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, you guys ever have contact with John Simpson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
John Simpson,
Simpson,
extraordinary baritone player from the
baritone. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet him about 3 years ago. He came out to Stockton for a 2-hour rehearsal of this alumni group, the Jim Mott brass ensemble. They stick him next to me, and I'm first baritone, and I'm like a kindergarten kid. Like, I can't play in front of this guy. You know, he's and he's sort of like, no, you're gonna play the lead part. I'll just hang in, and he gave us a little exhibition on his horn. He didn't have a rotor. He had the slide
Mhm.
from the 67, 68, you know, his day, 66, 65, maybe, I don't know. But he said they tuned that horn up, and it was like a trombone. He was sliding, and he was fantastic on that. And yeah, I haven't seen him on Facebook in a while, so I hope he's okay and everything. Usually he chimes in, but he doesn't do too much social media stuff, I guess, anymore. But
Roy, do you have a copy of his CD that he made?
I got, well, yeah, I have a copy of the one that I uploaded on YouTube, and it might be in the Keith Markey page.
It's the one where he plays Rhapsody in Blue.
Rhapsody in Blue, exactly.
Yeah, that's a classic for sure.
God.
Fantastic. That guy was something. Oh,
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
start
so,
about
did he-
John Hirschberg.
What years did he serve in the drum corps?
He was in probably 64, 65,
No, he was
66.
earlier than that. He was in the early 60s in the DC Corps.
Oh, early one.
He was
Okay.
never in, he
Then
was
he
never in
got-
the academy.
then he got in with the Skyliners, I believe.
Yeah. Him and did him and
John Hirschberg.
Jack Meehan march with them?
Yeah, me and Tommy Martin and those guys.
Tommy Martin, man.
Yeah.
See, all legends. All legends.
Yeah,
And
Simpson
Swan-
Simpson tells a story about the New York Skyliners. He was such a well-known horn player that everybody said, you should play with the Skyliners. Well, he put a uniform on, played a couple exercises with the uniform on, but never marched with the Skyliners. But they said he was his New York Skyliner.
Wasn't he down in our reunion, John, Paul?
Yeah, he's been to the reunion for the Air Force and the DC Corps in
Yeah.
Norfolk, Virginia. He's been there. Yeah.
You know, that's sort of common for some guys. They'll put on a uniform for a day or an hour.
Yeah.
I know a guy out here that did it, and it's like my big thing is I tell people I used to teach horns for the Blue Devils. Really, the
Mhm.
Blue Devils? Yeah, on the first day of practice that they got their horns, I taught them the first year with Jim Mott. I taught the baritones. Yeah, they got better after that, but you know what? It's on my name tag. I was an instructor, you know, so they can't take that away from us. But I can see John Simpson putting on a uniform and saying, yeah, with Skyline, yeah, they were awesome senior corps. Oh my God,
You
I wore
guys,
the records out.
if you guys could let's go to YouTube and pull up the Skyliners, the 1972 Skyliners, and that horn line, I think Simpson was playing, and so was Hirschberg. And Hirschberg played the da-da-da-da. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah. Hirschberg was in the line, but Simpson, from what he told me, he never played in the Skyliners. So he said that
I thought it did.
they wanted him
Bill
to,
Hightower did.
Hightower. That's
yeah. I thought he-
Hightower was Simpson's buddy.
You know, Odd has written so many things. He's just amazing. But in all honesty, about once a month, I listen to the Spirit of Atlanta play "Let It Be Me" that Jim Ott wrote, and it's probably one of the most moving and incredibly arranged pieces that I've ever heard. I mean, Keith is spectacular, but Ott the stuff that he did was just phenomenal as
Where's
well.
that at, Paul? How could you listen to it?
Just look up Spirit of Atlanta, 1979
1980,
and 79, and they did it
79.
did it a couple of years. Let It Be Me, and
Okay.
it doesn't have all the flash and dash of the drum corps today, but you can really enjoy the music and enjoy the formation. And the drum section was terrific. But that was their closer at that time, and they must have had 75, 80 horns on the field. It was just
Yeah.
It's a
Well, you know, and
classic.
that arrangement was from, let me think. I always thought it was the Everly Brothers, but it was another group he got it from.
Mhm.
And, you know, and when I hear that song, it really touches me because it's sort of the exit song of Jim Mott, of
Exactly.
his final writing days. And with the Spirit of Atlanta, he got killed on tour, leaving a show from New Orleans, going over to Memphis, and en route to his van. He was in a staff van towing a trailer, and the driver hit a soft spot in the road and flipped. But Jim Mott, you know, this come back to you guys. Jim Mott and me, you know, we were the young kids, and it was you older guys that took time to spend time with us young guys to sort of mentor us, you know, like Keith Markey, Don Angelica, Jack Meehan, Mike Duffy, all these Rangers spent time with a young 16, 17, 18-year-old. And I was always there. I was not into writing music, but I was always along there when they were talking. So I know how these guys mentored these young guys. So that's where I say my heart's into the older of you senior corps guys in the Air Force and throughout the United States that came and sort of spent a little bit of time with those young kids. And that was the most important part of our lives that I'll remember. So again, thank you.
A nice tribute. Well, guys, I don't know when we can do this again, but we'll try, and I appreciate you're all supporting it. And as soon as I can, I'll get this final recording. I'll try and get it done and upload it to YouTube, and then we'll get that link made available to you. Okay.
You know, John and guys, considering the way of the world today and what's going on and everything else, I certainly would not be opposed to see if we could do this the last Thursday of every month or something, just to stay in touch, because this world is getting away from us. And I read the obituary page each morning, and people are passing, you know, and I'd hate to think that we don't have an opportunity to share some laughs and good times with each other as much as we can. And this is a great way to do it.
Yep.
So
we could just, we could just set it up so it's kind of like a regular scheduled meeting, and whoever can get in, and, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. If you have some ideas on times or schedules or something, email me and we'll see what we can do.
Considering the span of time zones we have. Listen, I'll bring the coffee every time we get together.
Okay. Well,
At least I can do. Yeah.
I'm actually a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm teetotaling after.
All right.
So,
sorry, I remember that, John. I should have remembered. So coffee or tea or water, whatever you want. I'll still bring that.
So, John, I hear that Romney's one of your favorite guys.
No more. No more.
Hey, listen, today, Dunkin' Donuts, you go in, tell them you're a veteran at Dunkin' Donuts, get a free donut. Don't have to buy anything. Just get a donut.
Hey.
I've been there
every day.
I've been there
always
times
ask
already.
for the senior discount wherever you are. Ask for the senior discount.
Yeah.
Bob, your hair is too dark. I don't think you'll be able to get that. But
hey, this is a natural tint.
Yeah. Kiwi shoe polish. It'll do it every time.
Hey. Nice.
All right, guys. Hey, take care, everybody.
Okay, take care.
Great to see you all. Stay well.
All guys, I love you.
Love you all.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Tell
Be
your
well.
wives I said hi. Pat.
Spike, call me when you get off the phone. Thumbs up. Spike.
Sorry, buddy. We sure wish we could get you in, but
Just
we'll
give me a
work on
thumbs
it
up if
for-
you can hear me.
we'll work on it for the next one.
Good. He did not, don't send me the signal you normally send me. Thanks.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Be well, fellas.
Hey, Johnny.
Guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.